Imagine for a moment that your future you, the best version of yourself, the one who made your wildest dreams come true, already exists, right now, in another layer of reality. And if that you could send you a message, a whisper across time and space, what would it tell you? This is no ordinary video. It is a threshold, an invitation to cross an invisible boundary that separates your current reality from the potential one, where the abundance, joy, and peace you seek reside. Are you ready to listen? Only 1% of those who begin this journey will complete it. Do not ignore this call. But before we continue, if you're not one of us yet, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to stay updated when we publish new content like this. In the heart of an ancient bamboo forest, where sunlight filtered through the slender reeds creating dancing plays of light, stood the Mount Fuji Monastery. There, amid the rustling of leaves and the babbling of a crystalline stream, lived Master Soseki, a Buddhist monk whose wisdom was as deep as the ocean and whose inner peace was as vast as the sky. His fame had spread far beyond the borders of Japan, attracting pilgrims from every corner of the world, all eager to drink from the source of his knowledge. One spring morning, when the cherry trees painted the landscape in delicate shades of pink, a motley group gathered in the monastery courtyard. There were young students with eyes full of dreams, businessmen tired from the weight of their responsibilities, elderly people seeking comfort, and restless souls searching for a deeper meaning. Each of them carried with them a baggage of hopes, fears, and desires, a web of stories that had brought them to the feet of that wise old man. Master Soseki emerged from his simple abode with a light step that belied his age. His eyes, gentle and penetrating, surveyed the crowd with a mixture of compassion and calm understanding. He wore a saffron-colored robe, a symbol of his renunciation of material goods, and his face, furrowed by wrinkles that told stories of countless sunrises and sunsets, exuded an infectious calm. "Welcome," he said in a voice that was like the sound of a distant gong, vibrant and rich in resonance. "You have come here, driven by a thirst that goes beyond simple curiosity. You seek something more, something true. You feel deep within you that life is not just what it appears to your eyes, that there is an untapped potential, a greater reality waiting to be discovered." A silence filled with assent greeted his words. Master Soseki invited everyone to sit down, and once the group had settled into an imperfect circle, he began to weave the thread of his teaching. "Imagine a river," he said, using a metaphor dear to the Zen tradition. "The surface is rippled by the waves of your emotions, your thoughts, your desires. These waves are in constant motion, crashing against each other, creating an illusion of separation and chaos. You identify with these waves, believing that you are just that small, isolated, fragile ripple." He paused, letting the image settle in the minds of those present. "But what lies beneath the surface?" he asked, his tone suggesting a hidden truth. "Beneath the rushing waves, there is a calm depth, a silent vastness that is the very essence of the river. That depth is your true self, the self that exists beyond time and space, the self that is connected to all that is." A young woman with a tormented expression on her face dared to break the silence. "Master," she said, "how can we reach that depth? How can we find peace when the surface of our lives is constantly tossed by storms?" Master Soseki smiled benevolently. "The key, my dear, is awareness. Observe the waves without judging them, without trying to change them. Simply witness. When you stop identifying with the turmoil, when you detach yourself from attachment to your thoughts and emotions, then you begin to descend into the depths. Think of your thoughts as clouds passing across the sky," he continued. "They come and go, change shape, dissolve. You are not the clouds, you are the sky. You are the awareness watching the clouds pass. A businessman with a skeptical and pragmatic air spoke up. Master, all this is very nice, but how can it help us in real life? How can it help us achieve the success, prosperity, and happiness we so desire? Ah, success, replied Master Soseki with an amused light in his eyes. What do you mean by success? Accumulating wealth, gaining fame and power, or perhaps finding a love that completes you? These desires are not wrong in themselves, but if they become your sole reason for living, then they condemn you to an incessant search, to eternal dissatisfaction. Imagine chasing a mirage in the desert, he continued, using another vivid image. You see the illusion of a shimmering oasis on the horizon, and you run toward it with all your might. But the closer you get, the further away the oasis gets. Why? Because it's not real. It's just a product of your mind, a distorted reflection of reality. Similarly, desires based on the idea of lack, on the idea that you are lacking something to be complete, will only lead you into an endless spiral of longing and disappointment. True success, true happiness, is not found in chasing mirages, but in recognizing your inner completeness here and now. What if I told you that your future self, the one who has already made all your dreams come true, already exists at this very moment? Not in some distant, unreachable future, but in a parallel dimension of reality, accessible through the power of your mind? A wave of amazement ran through the group. How could this be possible? Soseki Master, sensing their incredulous interest, continued. Think of your mind as a radio station, he explained. Every thought, every emotion, every belief you have emits a specific frequency, a wave that propagates through the universe. And like a radio that tunes in different stations, your mind can tune in to different realities, different versions of yourself. Your future self, the one who lives in abundance, harmony, and peace, is already broadcasting its frequency. It is up to you to tune into that frequency, to align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the reality you wish to experience. But how do you do that? Asked a young student, his eyes burning with an urgent need to know. Through the practice of visualization, gratitude, and inspired action, Master Soseki replied, each day, take time to vividly imagine your future self. See it in detail, how it dresses, how it moves, how it feels. Experience the emotions you would feel if you were that person already. Joy, gratitude, peace. The more vivid the image and the more intense the emotion, the stronger the signal you will send to the universe. Gratitude is the key that unlocks the door to abundance, he continued. When you are grateful for what you have, even if it seems little, you are shifting your attention from lack to abundance. You are saying to the universe, I am ready to receive more. And finally, act as if your future is already a reality. Don't wait for external circumstances to change to start living the life you want. Start now with small steps to embody the qualities of your future self. Be kind, be generous, be brave, even if you feel fear inside. Every action, no matter how small, that is in alignment with your vision, creates a wave of energy that brings you closer to your goal. Master Soseki slowly rose, signaling the end of the formal teaching. Remember, he said, with a final compassionate look at the group, the journey to fulfillment begins within you. Do not seek happiness outside, but cultivate it in the garden of your heart. Be patient, be persistent, and above all, be kind to yourself. The path is long, but the goal is certain for those who do not give up. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the bamboo, the group slowly dispersed, carrying with them the seeds of their newly received wisdom. They knew that true transformation would not happen overnight, but required constant commitment, daily practice, and deep trust in the process. And you, who have heard these words, are you ready to take the first step? Are you ready to tune into the frequency of your future self and create the life you deserve? The choice, as always, is yours. Remember, only 1% of those who begin this journey complete it. Will you be one of them? Do not ignore this message. Your future is waiting for you.